What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Torrence, and in today's video, although things are looking rather glam, rather bold, over the top, I promise you it's going to be a lot simpler than what it looks because I've listened to your feedback and many people want more beginner-friendly tutorials, and today we're doing it with one eyeshadow. This whole eye look here, from the smoke on up down to the lower lash line, is truly one matte eyeshadow. And what's crazy is how pretty and beautiful this look is to me. I'm someone who tends to like to play with many different colors just to get the feel of a palette. As well as with me being on YouTube now, I really like to make sure I test out as many shades as possible in a palette before I recommend it. But on a regular day-to-day basis, many people either don't have the time to do a full eye look, or some people just feel as if they don't have the skill to do so. So I wanted to show you all how easy it is to achieve a full eye look using just one shadow. Also, during the video, I have many brushes that I like to use on a regular basis, but I'm going to be showing you alternatives to those brushes, not only natural hair, but as well as synthetic, because I don't want you to feel as if you have to have exactly the products that someone else is using to achieve a look you like. You can use either the products you have or find products within your budget to achieve the same look. Today, I'm using the Strawberry Dream palette, and although we're only using one shade from this palette, you don't necessarily need this one here. You can use any shade that you like, but if you would like to see how we achieve this look, just continue to watch. Although this look is going to be a very glam look, it is going to be a simple one. We're only using one eyeshadow today, but I wanted to show you exactly which brushes I'm going to be using, as well as some alternatives that you can use for that brush if you don't have the particular one I'm using. Today, I'm going to be using a tapered blending brush by Sonia G. It's called the Blender Pro. And this here is what it looks like. It's just a standard small round blending brush. Many companies make brushes like this. I just tend to prefer a natural hair brush, which is why I have this one. Very popular alternatives to that brush if you don't want to use natural hairs are the Sigma E35 and E40. Here they are. They're just different sizes and different lengths. The E40 is the black haired one. It's a little larger and a little fluffier, so many people prefer that. We also have the IT brushes for Ulta number 105 blending crease brush. This is also synthetic. This one is a little bit smaller, but more people may find access to this brush because you can buy this right in Ulta. Another natural hair brush that I love but has been discontinued, but many people still have it, that is the MAC 224 brush. This was my very first crease blending brush. They've since discontinued it, but they have brought back a synthetic version. I still haven't tried it yet, but I have no intentions on getting rid of this one here. We're going to go back in with our very first initial brush, and the color we're going to be using here is from the Lunar Strawberry Dream palette. It's this very vibrant blue shade called Haze. This shade is very pigmented, so you want to go in very lightly and dust off your brush, and we're going to start on the outer corner here, and we're just going to sweep that throughout our entire crease. To be very light with this color. And usually I don't like scented products just because I don't want to risk building up a sensitivity to things, but when I tell you, this Strawberry Dream palette, it doesn't smell exactly like strawberry. It's more like a strawberry candy or a strawberry perfume, but I am enjoying it. I want to make sure I tap off as much product as possible off my brush and go in one more time. Once again, we're just trying to build a very small and soft layer right here in the crease. And this second layer will be it. And you just want this to be as blended and as diffused as possible. Now we're we're just going to jump ahead and do that on the other side. Next, I'm going to diffuse the edges of that crease shade with my Goss number 18 brush. This is also a tapered blending brush, but it has a slightly different shape to it. Although it's round on the top like that last brush was, when you turn it sideways here, you can see it's slightly thinner this way than it would be this way. I have two different alternatives for that brush as well. Although I personally like the Goss number 18, here's a clean version of that one here. A popular synthetic version of that is the Sigma E25. Same shape, same color. You notice it's round at the top, wide this way. But when you turn it this way, you can notice it's a lot thinner. Once again, although this one is discontinued, they do now have a synthetic version of it. My old school favorite and my very first tapered blending brush of this shape, the MAC 217. She was the OG universal one brush that you needed back in the day. And I still have mine. She's still kicking, so I won't be using this one just because you all can't get it in today's video. So we're just going to go ahead and use that Goss brush. What I recommend doing is taking a brush with no product first and diffusing that up and seeing if you need to add any more color. If so, you can go ahead and do it. What I'm going to do is start off buffing here and just checking, and I can already see in taillight. So we're going to go ahead, take our Goss brush, dip it in our product very lightly, and we just want to press this softly and gently along the edges here, because we're going to use this as a transition shade, the same color. And once you have it there, you just want to slowly start to buff and blend away from the crease. And with this being a blue, you want to blend very slowly. And you shouldn't have to dip into your transition shade again with the color this dark. You should just be able to continue to buff and blend out those edges. We just don't want our crease, we just don't want any harsh lines with this. I'm going to continue to just diffuse and soften up those edges, blowing all the way up. Other side, press it along the edges first, then diffuse it up. Right now, things may look like we just been hitting the eye, but we're gonna clean her up. Gonna cover our lids with a glitter adhesive now. I personally like using a glitter adhesive for all eye looks just because I feel as if it's strong enough to hold on to glitter, it'll be strong enough to hold on to pigment and eyeshadows. And you can use anything you like for this step. You can use your fingers, you can use a brush, simply because I have nails right now and I don't want to risk getting anything caught up underneath there. I'm going to use my Morphe M421 brush. Any small brush will work. I just like this one just because it has a very tiny head on it. Actually, since I laid it there, because I told you all we could use our finger, I'm just going to go ahead and show you. You just dip it right into the product, go straight here and swipe it right across. You don't have to worry about being precise or anything for this look because we're only using one shadow. And you want to just rub it up to the crease there. Nothing specific. Gonna hit the other side up. I'm using the Sonia G Builder 2, which is shaped like this. It's small and flat, and just like the other tapered brush, it's wide this way, but if you turn it to the side, you'll notice it's a lot thinner. And this is because it has a very dense shape so that you can take and just pat things right on top of the eyelids. Although these brushes can be used for blending, they're generally not their purpose. A very popular synthetic eye shading brush would be the Sigma E55. It looks like this. Once again, it's small and wide this way. When you turn it to the side, it's rather thin. Another synthetic one that I like is the IT brushes for Ulta, the number 112 brush, the Precision Shadow. Same thing, short and dense. When you turn it to the side, it's a lot thinner. Two natural hair brushes that I really enjoy but have been discontinued, but you may have in your collection, is my original packing brush, the MAC 252. I promise you, I would pay anything for them to bring this brush back. I need them to bring this brush back. Another one is the Sephora Collection Must Have Powder Shadow Brush, the number 60 brush. Same thing. The two paddle brushes I just showed you, this one and that MAC one, are my top two paddle brushes of all times, and they've discontinued them both. That's a whole nother video, but we're gonna try to keep a positive outlook on things. Gonna take our Sonia G Builder 2, and we're just gonna pick up as much product as we can get on the brush right now. And as you can see, that brush has a lot of product. And we're just gonna close our eyes, and you wanna start as close to the lash line as possible and just press it on. You don't wanna move it, you don't wanna buff it, you don't wanna blend it. You just wanna press it straight there, and you may have to take several dips because we have that glitter adhesive down, so it is going to grab product off your brush. But we actually want that because as you can see how vibrant that color is when you pack it versus when you blend it. And you're gonna just take this all the way up and push it right into the crease. And you'll know your crease when you take your brush and stick it right into the socket. The part that sits the lowest is your crease, and you just wanna push this all the way up into there. If you notice any areas where you have creases on the lids or patchiness, just go back over that area. And you can see just how vibrant that is now. Gonna go ahead, do the other side. Honey, look how bold and bright that has gotten from just putting that on the lid. Just because we want everything to be as seamless as possible, we're gonna take our Wayne Goss number 18 brush, the one we use as our transition shade, and we're gonna just make sure we knock off any product that could potentially be there. And then what we wanna do is just very softly and very slowly go directly into our crease and just buff out that edge. You don't want to do too much because we no longer need to diffuse it up because we've already done our blending up there. But we just want to make sure right there at the crease there is no harsh lines. We're going to do that on both sides. Technically, you can leave your eye look like this, dual full face, and then when you're doing your concealer, you can clean up those lines there and everything will be sharp and ready to go. I wanted to show you, if you're someone who likes eyeshadow but doesn't wear face makeup, all you need to do is take a makeup remover wipe. I tend to cut mine into 4 to 8 pieces because I find it unnecessary to use an entire wipe. This one here was cut into 8, and I just fold it until it has a sharp line right here. And what you can do is go right here, and you want to line it up with the underside of your eye. You press it straight down, and then you just pull it straight up like this. And now we have a sharp edge there. Whether you want to go in, add liner, anything like that. I didn't get quite as close as I want to right here underneath, so I can just go back in, one more swipe. And now I have a crispy line here. This is a dramatic look. As you can see, when I didn't clean it up, it's very messy. But on this side, I'm already glam and I don't even have any face makeup on. What I'm gonna go ahead and do is just clean up this other eye, finish my face makeup, and I'll be back to give you all my final thoughts. Yes, look at that, honey. I am feeling extremely glam for a simple tutorial today. I almost finished off the eyes without coming back and showing you all what steps that I was doing, so I wanted to make sure I came back and showed you. On the cheeks, I am wearing the Cover FX Monochromatic Blush Duo. I'm wearing both the matte and the shimmer in the shade Pink Dahlia. I also showed you all this blush in my Ulta 21 Days of Beauty Recommendations. I'll make sure to leave that video linked right here above. On the lips, I pulled out the old favorite. I'm wearing MAC's Cork as the lip liner. And for a gloss, I'm wearing something I've never tried before. It is the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb in the shade Confetti. It's more of a whitish clear color. It does have these blue-purple floating glitters in there. On camera, you can't see it. In person, if you're really close, you can, but this can truly go on as a clear gloss. For the last two steps, I wanted to show you all how we're going to finish off the eyes. I'm just going to go ahead and take that same blue shade on a pencil brush. This is the Goss number 5. It's a very small and pointed brush here. It just makes sure that you can place product in a very specific place and blend. You don't necessarily need that one because I have 3 alternatives here. I have the Sigma E30, which is a small pointed pencil brush. It'll do the same job. I also have the IT brushes for Ulta, the number 125 Smoky Liner brush. And my very first pencil brush, the discontinued 219 brush by MAC Cosmetics. This is also a pencil brush that I tend to use a lot off camera. We're going to take that very same shade and we're just going to build it up on our brush. Start on the outer half of the corner here and blend toward the center. And I want to go in with a very soft blend just to make sure that blue sticks out. And I want to also make sure this connects right here along the edges. We don't have to take it all the way up because I still want it to be a sharp line on the outer edge, but I just want to make sure there is no gap right here on the end. I'll jump over and do the same on this side. For our last step, we're going to add a glow to the eyes, and I'm going to use the same highlighter that I used on the face. That will be my Dose of Colors Fuego highlighter here. I'm just going to place that on my inner corners and my brow bone. I'm going to pick up a lot of product for the inner corner here. Just press that right there. And you can see how on that side compares to this side without it. Don't worry, honey, we share with everybody. We're going to put some on you too. And whatever product is left, I'm just going to take that and sweep that right underneath the brow. Fix Plus to add a dewy look and remove that powdery residue. All nighter to last all day. Cheap fan, expensive breeze, good times. Gonna give this a few more seconds to dry and I'll be back to give you all my final thoughts. And this is the final look. I'm going to go ahead and give you all a full face view of things before I give you my final thoughts. And as you all can see, this is a glam look, honey. It does not take 4 or 5 colors to create a beautiful, colorful eyeshadow look, although that is my personal preference. You see here, we only used 1 eyeshadow color. And truly, that's all it takes. And when you see it like this, it makes you wonder, like, Torrence, why do you spend so much time with doing so many colors? Because this is absolutely stunning, honey. I personally don't mind using so many colors because in that one tryout, it gives me a chance to test out many different shades in that one palette. As we can see with the Strawberry Dream palette here, this does have a very beautiful packaging, which was the main reason I picked it up. There are 15 different shades here, and if I were to try the same 1 eyeshadow technique for this, it would take me over 2 weeks of test trials to go ahead and figure out whether I like a palette or not. But see, a palette of this size would allow me to test out 5 different shades and be able to test out the entire palette in only 3 days. That's just my personal preference on why I like to use so many colors. But I really wanted to make sure that I got this look out for you all. I've been paying attention to the comments, and although most people really do love my bright, colorful looks, one of the main comments I get is, would you mind trying to do something a little more beginner friendly? And when it comes to eyeshadow, I think just sticking to one color is your best bet. Today we did only use one matte shade. If you all would like to see a tutorial using a shimmer shade, go ahead and leave a comment down below. In my opinion, I think using a shimmer shade is just a slightly bit easier. And as I've stated in many videos, if there are 2 colors that I just try to steer away from, it's oranges and blues. But I wanted to do this just to show you all just how dramatic and how pretty this can be, because honestly, this might be the prettiest blue look I've ever done. Like, it makes me want to go ahead and put on a pair of blue jeans and go run a few errands. Like, somebody need to see how cute I'm feeling right now. The other comment I seem to get a lot is many people telling me that they don't mind if I use limited edition items. My collection consists of many different products, and I would probably have to guess that most items are limited edition just because brands tend to put those out more often than they do permanent items. So if y'all could just do me a favor and leave a comment down below letting me know if you would A, prefer if I just go ahead, stick to all full-time items to make sure you all can use them. If you wouldn't mind me doing B, using mostly full-time items, but every now and then throwing in some limited edition items just to make sure that you all can still achieve most of the look. Or if C, if you would like to see me do something like I did today, where if I show you something that I have but may not be able to be purchased, I can show you alternate items that you can use to achieve the same look. For me, it really doesn't matter. I'm gonna have fun just playing in my collection. We're just gonna be honest, there are pros and cons with using discontinued items. If I do something with it and you all don't have it, you may not be able to achieve that exact same look, which is a con. But on the pro side, it'll give me more options and more things to show you in my collection, and I can always show you dupes that I have. So I really hope you all appreciate this look because I did it for your request. I also plan on doing other beginner-friendly tutorials, such as a face tutorial, things like blush, contour, lip lining, and things like that, just to switch up the content. I'm just gonna make sure I move forward, taking more feedback from you all. And with nothing else to say, we're gonna end the video right here. I hope you all remember to practice, continue to stay blessed, and until next time, bye YouTube.